Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Death of the Outsider. Man, this place sure looks like I've been through it, huh? Alright, the apartment for a risky wager actually is something we've been pretty close to this whole time. It's just a matter of finding a way up there. That balcony is probably what we're looking for. Let's climb up on this box. Yeah. Hey, that's a tripwire slung vertically through this doorway? That's weird. Well, I mean, that is a lot of traps. So here's the thing. It says disarm, but what it actually means is trip, right? It's a trip wire. The tension in the wire is what's holding the trap from going off. So there's a pretty good chance that hitting this tripwire is going to get us hurt, because I don't know what it's attached to, so I don't know where to stand to be safe when I trigger it. I think we're going to have to, but alright, I'm going to try to stand like way out here. Okay, it seems to have done nothing. That's strange. Awful lot of dead overseers in here. Huh. Well, we need to get up there. So let's... It really shouldn't be possible, I would think. Aha. It shouldn't be, like, trivial to just disarm a tripwire. Like I said, the tension is what's preventing the trap from going off. So when you cut the wire, it should trigger whatever the thing is. The value of cutting the wire is just that you can try to stand in a relatively safe location while you do it. Ooh. There's a lot of tripwires. I wonder if I can trigger those from a distance. I'm trying to shoot a very thin projectile at a very thin target. I need like a chair to throw up there or something. Well, how are you intended to get up? Look, where's the stairs? You probably should just go the way you're supposed to go. It actually... I don't see any stairs or anything, though. Yeah, it's weird that we are, we're able to cut the tripwires with no problem, but if we run into them, then the trap goes off, and... These traps don't actually seem that dangerous in the first place. They're throwing grenades around. Okay. It's weird. For some reason, disarming that trap set off a different trap somewhere else. Or somebody else came in here. Maybe it was one of the rats. Well, I'm glad they seem to have survived it, anyway. Okay. And a corrupt bone charm, undeniable. What is undeniable? Sword attacks cannot be blocked, but you take increased damage. You know, we're fine. I'm good. I don't need that. Okay, well, I guess we're done, then. Let's get back out of here, and I do think I got all the Abbey guys, so, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see if I get credit for the contract here. Oh, that's right, my outpost is in that building up there. I was like... Wait a second, what's the path back to the skiff? But I'm not going back to, or the whale. I'm not going back to the whale. I'm going up into this building. Why in the hell would I have this in my hideout? Ugh. Okay. Yep, very lethal. Very assault. I wish it would tell me how many... What percentage of all the dudes is that? Well, no, I didn't get it. Somebody survived somewhere. Okay. So I guess we're going up into the mountains next. Secret location, far away in the mountains near Shinderi Peak. Once you're there, find an entrance to the void and eliminate the outsider. Yeah, it'll probably be just as easy as that. I can't see how this could possibly become complicated. So I have a couple of new black bone charms, but I suspect we're probably just about done getting new equipment. It's time for the final push, whereas we're probably as built up as we're getting.
There's a darkness at the center of all things. It'll change you if you think about it too much, but it's always there. It waits for you. When I was in hiding, I tried to forget everything that I was. Now I aim to keep my promise to a dead man, someone who meant the world to me. Sometimes I still hear Dowd's voice echoing through the metal of this miserable knife. This is the strangest, most important thing I've been through, and that's saying a lot. There's a mining complex on Shinderi Peak, somehow so obscure that most people don't believe it exists. That mad cult lives there, protecting the one place that can bring me face to face with the outsider himself. Years ago, I heard Dowd talking about the void, a fear that grips your throat, bends your spine, but I can't turn away now. What will we have left if the outsider's gone? His name might be lost to the void, but tonight, I'll find out if he can still bleed.
I bet it'd be all black and inky.
This is the place. Shinderi North Quarry. It shouldn't exist, but from what I can see, this place is real. At least for now.
Here, the void is closest to the surface of reality, breaking through and spilling out all the fear and power the abbey of the everyman tries to hide. You have uncovered more than most. What you do now will change the world.
You again. You know, I used to wonder if you'd speak to me. I almost wanted it. Every street kid, every desperate wretch pushed to the edge. They all wanted you to speak to them. Why didn't you? Why me, now? You know I'm here to end this. You and this disgusting cult.
People have come to this place for centuries wanting many things. To elude death, to seek forbidden knowledge. They are never satisfied no matter how much they take. Not even the dead find peace here. You will find another relic of the cult's heart. A piece of whatever god came before my time. You will find the people who murdered me. When I knew them, they had names and ambitions. Now, they wander this place, their minds snared up with terrible secrets, keeping hidden the unspeakable ritual that made me what I am. Deep in the void, they put a knife to my throat and tore my name away. You have found the knife. Maybe you can find my name in the black viscera of this place, if you care to look.
Why are you telling me this? What do you want?
We both know how a mob can justify a murder to themselves. Who I was or what I wanted never mattered to the cultists here. I will not speak to you again. The next time we meet, you will be face to face with what was done to me all those years ago. Your mind echoes with everything that Dowd wants you to do. But I am here to say that you have a choice, Billie Lurk.
Still hasn't really given me a compelling reason not to end him if I can. Alright. Kill the outsider or find another way. You know, usually when presented with a choice like that, I find another way. This time, I don't know. I suppose we're going to have to learn some things. We'll see how I feel at the end.
I died because they demanded it, but soon there won't be any more demands.
Where is everyone? I hate this place already.
Ugh. Listen to how mucky my footsteps are. Alright, so I saw a dog. I guess at this point it probably doesn't really matter whether I'm going lethal or non-lethal, and in fact it's probably better for me to be thorough, if you know what I mean. Silver fever swept through Karnaca this week as would-be prospectors hoisted a shovel and left to strike it rich at Shinderi Peak. The recent discovery of thick veins of silver ore at Shinderi North Quarry has brought unprecedented profits to mining companies and small claim holders alike. Reports say the lightest stroke of the pick uncovers silver nuggets worth thousands. The wild rush to make a fortune means that claims on the peak are going fast, but there are still opportunities for work as miners with the Shinderi Mining Company. The company offers a percentage of profits to all who sign on to dig for them. Yeah, I bet they actually get it too. So what are you waiting for? To Shinderi. Man, being a miner is one of the most difficult physically things you can do, and also, remarkably, just always a thing that you get screwed on, it seems like. Alright, so I'm assuming that turning this crank wheel raises that gate, but that it falls too quickly for me to... yeah. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to foresight while I'm holding the wheel. Time is stopped, so I can drop a marker inside, and we just bounce over to it. Easy. It's an awful lot of loose whale oil, which makes me very nervous. But also, free stuff. Acrobat. Climbing speed is slightly faster. Well, that does not sound very useful. Okay. Because I'm not actually at full health. Alright. Trying to get up. There we go. So there's 2 dogs. You know, I kind of can't bring myself to just kill dogs. People, no problem, but... we'll just trank the hounds. That's interesting. I guess we're going to be seeing a lot of this here.
The ones who made me have watched them wait for centuries to dead on, rotting from the inside. But they will be my case.
I do think it's pretty interesting that he says that it's the same people who did the thing to him that we'll find here, given that the thing that was done to him happened thousands of years ago. Although we might be, you know, it might be that time isn't really passing, so it's not really them now, it's them then. We can just encounter them now, or, you know.
She will peel back all the lies and symbols. For some, a catastrophe. For others, a revelation. And for some, like death and promise.
Where did that come from? Oh.
Ignore the simplest tenets. Seek no solace in mundane things, cast aside distractions. Your little pets were distracting your gaze from the void.
Where's the harm? I was just feeding the rats and talking to them, like the lonely rat boy from the stories.
We're not in a story. The void needs you.
I don't want to go to the void anymore. I've seen what happens. The stone...
Someone's shooting at us!
Why do they look like that? What goes on here?
Listen, I do a lot of, as a character in a video game, you do a lot of morally questionable things, a lot of things that are maybe just straight up terrible. But I'm not going to sit here and abide by somebody just shooting rats for fun. Sword attack speed is slightly faster. Boy, that does not sound like a very good charm. It's pretty weird that we just ran into a dude who was carrying a black bone charm, though. It's weird how people are often so much more defensive about animals than they are about other people. There's so many people who are like, if an act of violence happens to a human, obviously they're not like excited about it, but that same act of violence visited on a dog, say, would get such a stronger reaction from them. Alright, let's I guess what I'm saying is, I too. I don't understand it, but I do it. I don't know why I'm closing doors and stuff, like I'm trying to sneak around. There's nobody coming up behind me, and if there was, I would just kill them. Alright, well, I guess we're just going up. Sounds like it's right over here. I wonder if it's on the other side of the wall. Oh.
What is that thing? Ah, it makes my eye burn.
Yeah, that's something else. That's not the bone charm. Okay. Foresight does not exactly work here the way I wanted to. So I saw a glow. Okay, there we go. So it's actually quite a bit below me. Oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't look at our new Blackbone charms, did I? So let's see here. We got Cornered Animal. That's definitely new. Lucky Jam. Yeah, these are not... They're fine. Hold on, I think I saw something else new. Strike Dilation? That actually is not useless. I think I'm going to stick with... Well, I guess we don't really need Lasting Strike anymore. I've sort of given up on being non-lethal. Yeah, there's some kind of thing in the distance that does not make my foresight happy. How do I get up there? Okay, easy enough. Forceful throw, well, I can guess what that does.
I saw you hasten from the library yesterday. You communed with the Eye. Tell me how you feel for my studies.
Yes. I stared into its core and recognized myself. It yearns as I yearn. Under its gaze, I sank beneath the surface of these waters. I walked the path of the envisioned and witnessed the churning of the void in the flesh. Oh, I still feel the Eye's presence in my mind.
Yes, yes. The Dead Sea with such depth. The eye of the dead god sees all our desires.
One day we too shall see the truth. I know it.
Okay, I'm gonna kill everybody in here.
Blood and piss!
Like that. I'm going to have a look around.
Wow, this
I'll take a look around.
voltaic gun is kind of fucked up. Well, apparently I hit her. Honestly, I'm pretty pleased with that shot. She was moving pretty fast, and I did not have a lot of time to line it up. I have to assume that if these guys caught me, it would be bad news. Huh. Well, I guess we don't really need that gate to be open. If we were going to try to flee from here, we could just go out through the building. Tonight we commune with the Eye. When you finish your studies for the evening, leave the library and join us in the chamber. The relic will look inside us, and we must aid its search. The void lies inward. We must bring it to the surface to see its truth. Bring 3 sharp knives. Interesting. Okay. Apparently a mass-produced missive. So wait, is everybody supposed to bring 3 sharp knives? How many knives do they need to get done whatever it is they're doing? Huh. Alright, well, I guess we're going in there. Always make sure you open your escape route back up, though. Man, I've gotten no use out of the Hag Pearl. I don't know, this all feels so... I don't know, weirdly mundane? Well, I assume we want to keep going up and vaguely toward whatever the hell that was that I saw with my foresight. Ah, they separated.
Is she dead?
What?
Need some help over here? No mercy!
Wow.
Running! Face your...
Am I actually dealing damage with this? I'm not sure if hitting them with Void Strike enough will kill them or if I need to run over and finish them. Iron Roots. You know what? That one, I actually have no idea what it would do. Knockdowns are less likely to affect you. Wow. Have I ever been affected by a knockdown? I don't think so. Alright, well I suppose this is the way forward. Maybe I shouldn't be sprinting around. And theoretically, my sprinting is pretty quiet. I did buy upgrades for it, but I don't actually know what that means in practice.
All will be to finally experience an end. I see forever, and even I can't see a future.
By the out! No! Are you hurt?
Just gonna take advantage of this excellent vantage point. Okay. When we get out there, in whatever way we will get out there, I can, huh. It's not, you're not supposed to use it with just one person? What's gonna happen if I push this button? Okay, it just won't go. So I need to grab some extra weight here. Well, that seems doable.
Cold stone hard. Tastes bad. Breaks teeth. Won't know what anymore. Now they're
Huh. I do appreciate that the rats in this game are, wow, I really shot this person. The rats in this game are very true to life. Real rats also basically never think about anything other than food, as far as I can tell.
Guardians of the ritual hold. All of you have appointed yourselves to a better existence, lifting up from the muck and the dank warrens of the ignorant, of society. You see the world for what it is, discontent with illusions. Only you see the truth. Let us remember why we are here, and the importance of our work. Thousands of years ago, we took a wretch from the streets, beaten and discarded, and blowing upon the embers we found there, we set alight the fires of divinity at the very heart of the void. We created the outsider himself, fellow seekers. A face instead of the endless dark. Black eyes rather than that malevolent emptiness that came before. A voice speaking to select few, over which otherwise would be the howling of forever, of nothing without end. And now he sleeps in the ritual hold, held in the crushing grip of the void itself. And he will sleep forever, fellow seekers, for that is our charge. For without the outsider, the void would hunger and roil, and the world itself would shudder.
We see what's real. We see what's beyond.
Together in knowing.
Still pretty vague.
You're not one. Face your death. So you want to die? Let me.
That was fairly impressive. The blocking.
Your eye! Where did you steal that piece of the void? Ow!
I like that animation with the guy trying to dive out of the way. What are you doing? Well, I mean, I guess it was effective.
No! You'll pay for that.
Wow, Void Strike is very, very powerful with this slowdown thing. I'm out of ammo in this weapon. Okay, are we good? Situation calmer? Reflexes, a large amount of whalebone. What is reflexes? I mean, I can probably hazard a guess. Block to deflect projectiles. Okay, that's pretty cool. Actually, maybe that's worth putting on. Slow time briefly when an enemy spots you. What do we not need? Oh, I'm not using this. I could be using it, but instead, Let's take this, because I get shot at a lot.
No.
Oh, I tried. So another one's running. Somebody heard the combat.
Let's see. Anything here?
Oh, that didn't work.
Hear that?
Oh!
Now the void
Well.
welcomes you. Feel it.
I feel like if the developers are going to give the enemies little speeches for when you die, they probably ought to make sure that the delay between your death and the death menu is long enough for the speeches to actually play out. Man, I do not know where the last save was. We might have to kill a whole lot of people over again. Yep, we do. Well, that's a real bummer, though. Okay. So, I'm thinking we should check up there.
Guardians of the ritual. All of you. Yourselves to a better existence.
Did you?
Someone's shooting at us!
It took him a weirdly long time to notice. Ah. Well, okay, I created a distraction.
What's all this
You'll
racket?
pay for his death!
It's not wise to quarrel with us.
Well, okay, so trap time? I'm out of spring razors. I guess we can just use hook lance. You know what? I'm gonna try a grenade though.
So you want to die? Let me help you.
Huh? That guy did not get grenaded.
Stay slow!
Man, all my attacks are getting blocked. I need something that's gonna deal with them very quickly.
Enjoy the moment of your demise.
I don't particularly need them to die.
Let me wipe them.
Oh, I just need them to stop attacking me. Oh, I missed. Well, I think I got him too. This makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, maybe, just maybe, we should use stealth. Or I should not use my ranged weapons and just use Void Strike to solve all problems. Actually, that's probably the way. Void Strike is ridiculous. I'm not sure that I actually killed anybody there.
That's horrifying.
No. No.
Those guys have creepy eyes.
You.
I'll kill you for that! There's no
Oh. Out of ammunition. He's right. I was out of ammunition.
Pay for that with your life.
You really thought you could just show? No! You shouldn't have done that!
Ah! Man,
No.
those guns do a lot of damage. I really wish I could just take one of their guns, because their guns are way more effective than my little voltaic launcher, and there's tons of them. There's guns everywhere. I have, at this point, refused out of sheer bloody-mindedness to pick up probably 100 guns. But you know, there's a reason we stopped using crossbows, man. Okay, we're gonna go the long way, because apparently I have to. I'm not good enough to go the other way. Really? I fall on elixirs? Okay. We're just gonna have to employ some stealth. I was hoping to avoid it, but here we are.
Melchiode and I used to have long long discussions on ancient translation and linguistics. It's a pity, really. He was a true scholar.
I wouldn't praise him too loudly. He violated the highest commandments of our society. The ritual hold is forbidden to us, as you well know.
I understand his punishment. He has
Some movement over there, I think.
dispute that. But his work...
There are things that even those such as we were never meant to gaze upon. Remember that.
Could be worth looking into.
Huh. What killed him?
What? No, no!
Okay. I guess the strike must have killed him. I only hit him once, but maybe I hit him in the head. What do I want to... You know what? I'm not using this at all. So let's just replace this with reflexes. And then I'm not using tactical mimicry, so we can replace that with something like hardiness now that I'm actually fighting a lot. And we quick save. Hooray! Alright, and now there's way fewer guys to deal with when we attack those guys outside. I'm assuming I will want to attack I'm assuming I'm going to want to kill everybody. Leapfrog. Jumping over enemies kills them? That would be cool. But you got to get them down on their hands and knees. You have to like hop over them. Displace costs no void energy if used close to an unaware character, but displace interpenetration will always kill you. That's interesting. We're not using that. I guess I shouldn't have Zephyr on. I don't really need the speed boost. And I'm taking extra damage. What would be good? Actually, Unsteady Hand might be a good way to go. I would like it if I didn't get shot so much. I suppose this is more valuable now too, although there's a lot of health scattered around. I'm gonna take this. Slow time briefly when an enemy spots us. That seems like a good way to go. And I'm just gonna use Void Strike all the time to solve all problems, because it really is incredibly powerful now. Alright, where's this Bone Charm I'm being informed of? Oops, trying to cancel out of this. Okay, that's on the other side of this this door. And entry is forbidden. Listen, I wouldn't want to break a rule. It's not really my style, you guys know that. New initiates to our fellowship are required to perform menial tasks for the upkeep of their and senior members' living conditions. These include, but are not limited to, laundering, sanitation, yeah, all the basic stuff. Whatever your station was in life, you are now a custodian of the Eye, a revenant of the outsider, and a member of our privileged community. Together we watch the ages pass with impunity. Together we maintain the delicate position of reality. Know that in time the void will open up its truth to you, and all who seek it with fervor. So they're talking like they're doing some kind of extremely noble thing, but I don't know. Well, that was short and sweet.
Companions, guardians of the ritual hold, all of you have appointed yourselves to a better existence, lifting up from the muck and the damp water.
No, no, no! Let's see what you can do with that Is he dead?
Huh. That was like pretty weirdly effective. Oh. That was a weird effect. Yeah, the Void Strike just straight up kills unaware people sometimes. I feel like it hasn't always done that. I've definitely used it on unaware people and had it just start a fight. At least I think, I'm pretty sure. Wow. That's a lot of books. Alright, hold on. Let's go back up into that building and check out that entry forbidden door. I'm doing it, guys. I'm throwing caution to the wind. I'm assuming we won't be able to just get in. Yeah. And then we will go over here and maybe find a way around, or... House of the... Hues of the Void, sorry, by A. Nungui. We lack the language to express the void in all its complexities. We have no words for its beauty. There is the rich, velvety darkness of the depths of the ocean, the hollow hues of the sky on a starless night, the cold color when you close your eyes to moonlight, the mottled pigments of a bruise on tender skin, the sharp black at the corners of your vision as you faint from exhaustion, a crumbled anointment of old blood, your own face reflected faintly in a dark glass. I was ignorant of these delicate gradations when I first arrived, but the eye of the dead god has penetrated my senses and opened my mind. What was once a dull gray has revealed its subtle luster. In my former life I was a painter. I captured the blush of a young debutante's cheek or the turn of a noble's shapely calf. I was paid vast sums to render the most insipid, lifeless aristocratic faces into grand examples of virile splendor, but nothing I had ever seen compares to the grace and color of the void. Also, free plantains. And a stogie. And... I was kind of hoping a key, but looks like no. Well, we've seen that before. Huh. Okay, so over here... Yeah, this fence looks down into the area. How can we make use of this? Huh. That's interesting. How do we get down there? I'm actually pretty curious about that. I was hoping there might be a button that we could shoot through the window there. May as well take this. So obviously the idea is that we're to use displace to get in here, but how do I get the marker down? There's no thing to allow me to temporarily open the door, which has been the gimmick of this place so far. And it's a heavy metal door, so I doubt I'm going to be able to destroy it. Let's see here. Diary. I kind of thought that the key might be on one of the bodies, but I think I looted them all, didn't I? Let's make sure. Just look around with the magic eye, because it can see things through walls and stuff. Man, I don't really want to give up on this. I'm very curious about what's in there. Especially that chart of symbology. Let's peek through the keyhole real quick. Do I see anything that would make this... No, I'm pretty curious about the symbols. I don't see a back entrance. I don't see any way of opening the door. There's numbers attached to symbols in there. And then a bunch of symbols written down. I kind of wonder if maybe a code is formed But I can't really tell if I can't get in there. Nothing around here is interactable. Nothing seems to be related to this at all. Am I missing something very obvious? I must be. What if I just hack the shit out of this fence? Take that. No, surprisingly that didn't work. Okay, don't void strike directly in your own face. It has consequences. Yes, there's these symbols, there are numbers attached to them, and they're clearly the outsider symbols, right? Like you can see, this is the left part of the outsider's mark, and that's the middle, I think? Or it might be that's next to it. I'm wondering if there's something going on here. So is the symbol of the outsider actually a numerical code that he's been tattooing on people? And what would that mean? What is it a code to? Man, it's gonna drive me crazy that I can't get in there. Did I loot you? I did loot you. Alright, let's go check the bodies outside. Maybe one of these guys is dead. Or maybe, yeah, well, they're all dead. Maybe one of these guys has the key? Where's the dude that I knocked over the cliff? The guy who was preaching to his friends. I don't know. I don't know how to tell which one of these fucked up piles of limbs is him. Alright, well, I don't see a way. I'm going to create a proper save here. Like a real save. And we will just see. I'll come back, maybe. Yeah, I guess we'll just move on, and if we find the key, we'll come back then. This is a weird little area. Huh. Oh, that's a person right there. Somehow that didn't get anybody's attention. Wait a minute. Alright. I think we can probably grab this guy in perfect stealth. Shoot. Get there before he gets alerted. Okay. So as long as I just keep void striking periodically, I can keep myself in slow-mo for a long time.
What's all this racket?
What's all this racket? Yeah, okay, there's a lot of dudes. I definitely could not just run in there. I mean, it wasn't the plan in the first place, right? I got caught. I need to look around a little bit more before I try to stealth up on people. I wish that I had a better way of like pulling bodies toward me. We can use hook mines a little bit, but I suspect I'm not really going to be allowed a lot of those. So if I go... Oh, that's the only way forward, actually. That wasn't some kind of secret path. That's just the way you have to go. What's over here? What if I jump up on this pipe? Well, that's not... I'm hoping that by looking around a little bit I can discover the location of that key. Because I really want to get into that room. I don't know if I've made that clear yet. It doesn't look like there's actually anything up here. It started with hallucinations. Juana Gallardo screaming when her house vanished as she unlocked her front door. Miners returning from the depths with hair-raising tales of tunnels appearing, already quarried and cleared, beneath their pickaxes. But soon the entire town was awash in the unexplainable. The first time I hallucinated, I was working in the Shinderi Mining Company's store, distributing supplies to prospectors fresh off the carriages from Karnaca. I pulled a head lantern from the shelf and turned to hand it to a customer, but he was gone. The shop was gone. I was standing alone in a dust-swept street amid tumbled ruins. It was North Quarry Town, but different, as if decades had pressed it into the earth. I blinked and the vision dissipated. I was left befuddled, staring at a curious customer. Soon all of North Quarry started flickering in and out of existence. Talk to a friend and they'd disappear mid-sentence, roll over in your bedroom and wake under starry skies. We lost sense of what was real and what was illusory. And it worsened, the town disappearing for days while we camped in caves and spoke in hushed voices. It became unbearable. One by one, my neighbors fled to Calero, Bastillion, anywhere but Shinderi. Soon, I was the only one left, wandering deserted streets alone. I'd gone half mad with loneliness, roaming mine shafts deep into the mountains, when I stumbled upon a giant eye. It seemed to hum with power, beckoning me, and when I touched the eye, understanding exploded within me. The invisible layers of the universe were laid bare to me. I left the mines a wiser woman. Shinderi's secrets a mystery no more. I witnessed no more vanishings. Forever after, the town remained stone solid for me. Why would you stay? Why would you stay? That's a crazy thing to do. Well, I'm glad we came back in here even if it didn't lead to anything, because that was at least interesting. Alright, let's move on. And let's be considerably more careful. Perfectly clean. This is tricky. There's an awful lot of them. Okay, if that guy turns around... Alright, I can probably take this guy. Shit. Alright, I guess we should, Oh wait, they don't know where I am. These ones down here.
What? No.
Well, shit. SB. You've got to do a better job than that. Alright. I'm gonna just slow time and use that to escape. Okay, let's take a moment here to consider the situation I find myself in. I guess I could at this moment. Okay.
Huh? No luck. Let's search over there then. She has to be close.
Nothing? I'll take a look around.
Well, this is gonna be something.
Don't you know who you're dealing
The
with?
void will
You're
eat
dead
you
already.
alive today.
Coming here
I'm
with
trying
the
to-
last thing. You don't deserve the touch.
Do you fear death so much? Come out and
I was trying to jump up and do my unleash the void strike, but because jump and climb are the same button, and I was close to a thing, it just climbed up on it instead, which is annoying.
Ow! I
I used to shoot sewer rats like you from my balcony.
From my T-16 back home. I just want to jump. Let me jump.
You'll be eating lead, my friend.
Why am I stuck? I can't get back in the thing. There we go. I guess I was pressed up against the wall. Well, this feels like not the way you're supposed to do this. But I guess it's kind of working. It would be very helpful to me if I could just... yeah, jump up at these guys. Nope, that's not what I want. Ew, gross. Okay, some raw whalebone. Well, that was a real mess. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So many gunshots went off. How did these guys not hear? Also, how many people are in this damn cult? That's pretty handy.
Warning.
How dare you!
No! You shouldn't have done that!
Yeah, this is certainly a fighting style. Okay. Well, it gets the job done. It's maybe a little bit messy. Am I hearing whistling? Are there people close enough by for me to be able to hear them whistle? But they didn't hear that combat? Any child knows the constellations above the Isles. The captain at the helm, the tusked Leviathan, the veined Duchess, the scaled he-goat, the Moth King. Tales older than the outsider himself, patterns read long ago by the fearful and ignorant, to create meaning from the emptiness that engulfed them. The supposed significance of one's birth in relation to these signs is a common folktale. Those born under this or that set of stars will be lucky or obedient or stubborn or proud. This is, of course, simple superstition. But what may be real, or what may be read in the stars, is of greater substance than the fortunes of the unimportant masses. The night sky foretold the necessity of the outsider, and urged the envisioned to seek out the wretch who would become him. It is not simply the movement of these distant stars, but when they blink out into nothingness that tells us what the void requires. Alongside the migration of birds and the entrails of certain animals, the disappearance of several prominent celestial lights urged the ancient envisioned to take a helpless orphan and create the outsider from his wretched flesh. Yeah. There's a lot of, like, circular prophecying going on here. Oh. Looks like we're going to have some words with this fellow. This whole area is just a whole lot of reading and then fighting and then reading and then fighting and then reading and then fighting. Are we pretty much clear? There definitely are a bunch of people that we have yet to murder nearby. Man, there is so much text in this area. It is a rare enough tale, but one that varies only in the tone and enthusiasm of its narrators. Select few are, through dreams or contact with shrines, transported to the void and converse with the outsider himself. Some, it is said, walk away from these encounters with his favor. Naturally, it is difficult to untangle reliable accounts from the ramblings of desperate seekers of the outsider's attention. Nevertheless, an analysis of these events is warranted. The Abbey of the Everyman warns that the outsider walks among them, but to them he is merely the stranger who tempts you to infidelity, or the pickpocket who robs you of trinkets. Only the barest understanding of the truth exists in their foolish litany. We of the Eye know where the outsider truly lies. However, if these stories are to be believed, then we must question the extent of his power in the void. Does he choose these dialogues consciously? What is the nature of these conversations, if indeed they are intelligible? What is his physical nature in these moments? These are questions I attempt to answer in the chapters that follow. Our referencing system needs to be reviewed as soon as possible. Bibliographical inconsistencies have been noted in several recent works. Oh no, the horror! Which makes study and citation difficult. Some of the older texts have been gnawed at by rats and need to be rebound. Make sure there's no mold in the pages before removing the damaged binding. The mines can be damp in unexpected places. Also, put down more poison. The first lot is clearly not working. Have the latest accounts of sanguine infusion use been sent to us? It is needed for our research. Repeated use of these infusions seems to have a deleterious mental effect, alongside prolonged contact with the void. It is of great interest. We must compare long and short-term consequences. One of the eyeless in Karnaca has smuggled a letter along with the shipment of texts and provisions. It was examined and burned. Its intended recipient is unknown, but it appears to be from a loved one. We will find out for whom it was written and deal with them accordingly. For now, direct the eyeless to seek out the smuggler and the loved one. Oh. Well, that's grim. I guess it makes sense, but it's pretty grim. So yeah, they have this huge library. I don't mean to say that bibliographical inconsistencies are not horrific, because they are in their own way. But it's kind of funny to juxtapose sort of like this the menial labor of keeping the giant library with the fact that these people have a dead sleeping god that they keep in a closet somewhere. Alright, I've gotten all turned around. Let's go down here. So down is wrong, right? I keep going down, but the eye is further up the mountain. Yeah, over there. So I should be trying to go up at all times, I guess? Wait, where does this go? Oh, backwards. Okay, up. I mean, I'm just gonna end up back up where I was. What is this thing we keep seeing drawings of?
She is seen through dark waters. Soon, she will see you obscure.
Okay, this is definitely the way. Oh, I think it's just rats.
You'll have to be much more specific than that.
Inside the ritual. Someone there?
Well, I'm definitely caught. Wait, what happened to the first one I hit? Did I vaporize her? Where'd she go? There's no body. I wasn't really paying attention to her once I knocked her up in the air. Did she phase through the wall, maybe? Huh. Why can't I jump? There we go.
That's it.
Oh, Jesus.
The eye of the dead god.
Approach the eye. Yeah, okay. This is bad and I don't like it and I'd like to leave. You know what though? I think... How's this for a seg? I think this is going to be it for today. Jesus. Come back next time to find out what I don't know. See you then.